Thank you for choosing Newzroom Afrika Channel 405. We start with this latest news from the paddock, where Red Bull have sacked team principal Christian Horner. After 20 years in the position, Frenchman Mekies joins from Red Bull's sister team, Racing Bull's Alan Permane. Currently, racing director will be promoted to team principal at Racing Bull. Horner was the longest-serving team principal, having been in that position since Red Bull made its Formula One debut back in 2005. Red Bull won 8 Drivers' World Championships and 6 Constructors' Championships under Horner, but struggled this season with the team sitting 4th. With 172 points in the Constructors' standings, they trail leaders McLaren by 288 points. Red Bull's 4-times Formula One champion Max Verstappen has won 2 of 12 races and is 3rd. The Drivers' Championship. Horner's position was questioned, with Verstappen's father calling last year for him to go after allegations of misconduct made by a woman employee. The 51-year-old Briton denied and was cleared after an investigation. Red Bull are 4th in the Constructors' Championship. Well, I'm joined in studio by Formula One analyst and Motorzar TV founder Lufefe Mayekiso to chat about and reflect on these developments from the Red Bull team. Lufefe, thank you so much for making time this evening. First and foremost, a 20-year relationship gone just like that.
Good evening to you and your viewers, first of all, Khotso, and thank you for having me. Yes, all good things come to an end, it seems.
Yeah.
So he's been there since the inception of the team in 2005, as you reported. And I liked your preface because you spoke particularly about performance.
Yeah.
On social media, the impression of most people is that it has something to do with someone else or something else.
Yeah.
And looking at the performance of the team, I would think that would be the glaring reason why they would even consider sacking him.
Yeah, I mean, some people are even going as far back as digging up files from last year saying the sexual harassment allegations are probably what, tipped the scales against him. Do you feel like there's anything more than just performance?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'll tell you what I'm hearing in the Instagram streets. So there's been a tug of war.
Yeah.
This is not a secret
Yeah.
within the Red Bull management.
Yeah.
So there's Helmut Marko, who is a special advisor and a close friend of Red Bull founder Dietrich Mateschitz.
Yeah.
He wields a lot of power within that team. So he was the one who was saying, even last year when the allegations of misconduct came out, that Horner should leave the team.
Yeah.
But Horner managed to stay in the team with the power that he had surmounted over the last 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. And Marco, he has the loyalty of the Verstappens, which is Max, their lead driver, and his father, who oversees his affairs.
Yeah.
And they were also of the view that Horner should leave the team as early as last year. So it could have something to do with that.
Oh, all right. Well, there's a chap by the name of Mekies who's coming in into this illustrious position on the F1 grid. What do we know about him? Who is this bloke?
So he was the technical director at Ferrari until 2023, when he then secured the job to be team principal at the VCARB team, which is the second Red Bull team.
Yeah.
Red Bull has 2 teams on the grid. It's the Red Bull senior team and VCARB, which is Visa Cash App Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
So I know it's quite a mouthful. So having done so well in that position, looking at arguably that the Racing Bull is beating even the senior Red Bull team, I think he was the obvious choice to take over from Christian, even if it's on a temporary basis.
Will it make a big difference this far into the season?
Ooh, it's a risky move because, what's Red Bull without Horner?
Yeah.
We all don't know.
Yeah.
And Red Bull have not just lost Horner. Jonathan Wheatley, who's now the Sauber Kick team principal, was the CTO at Red Bull.
Yeah.
Adrian Newey, who's now a technical partner at Aston Martin, used to be at Red Bull as well and was the one designing the car. So a lot of key figures have left Red Bull in a short space of time. The team is already on a regress, like you had pointed out, being 4th in the Constructors. So he's been thrown in the deep end, basically.
And in terms of team morale, I mean, we know it's an open secret that Max and his dad really didn't want Horner there. Will this just boost perhaps the team spirit, if one would call it that?
Well, I should think that Horner had people who were loyal to him. So maybe it's going to cause further division within the team because the Horner loyalists won't be happy to see their boss being shown the door. So I think it's tricky. We're going to see how it's going to go. I'm worried about Red Bull, but Red Bull, they're not a manufacturer. I'm sure people who aren't F1 fans are like, what car's Red Bull?
Yeah.
So they use a Honda engine, but they're not an original car manufacturer like a Mercedes or McLaren or Aston Martin. So for them, the dynamic is a little different to the other teams. So we'll see how it goes.
Yes, we'll see how things pan out there in the Red Bull team. We've got Lufefe Mayekiso just giving us insights in terms of how the story developed in terms of Horner leaving after 20 years.